Hi, I'm Kim Thompson. Welcome to Storytime Anytime. Today, we're going to learn all about bears, and then we will meet the three most famous bears of all. Bears are magnificent wild animals. They can be huge like the Kodiak brown bear, weighing over 1,000 pounds, which is the same as 500 puppies. Some bears are small, like the sun bear, which is not much bigger than a dog. Did you know that a polar bear can swim up to 60 miles without a break? They can swim underwater too, for up to 2 minutes at a time. 2 minutes is a long time to hold your breath. I definitely can't hold my breath for that long. There's so much to learn about when it comes to bears. Oh, here's a good one. Bears actually belong to a special group of animals called mammals. Do you know what a mammal is? If not, don't worry. My friends have a little song they'd like to sing for you. And if you do know what a mammal is, maybe there'll be a few surprising facts for you. Take it away, guys.
I'm talking M-A-M-M-A-L-S. Mammals, what a special group of animals you should know.
Mammals are warm-blooded. Mammals have backbones. Mammals feed milk to their young. Their young are born alive.
I'm talking M-A-M-M-A-L-S. Mammals, what a special group of animals you should know.
Mammals live in forests and in Arctic snow. Mammals live on farms and in zoos. Mammals live by water and in the ocean blue, like sea lions and blue whales too.
The word mammal refers to a mother's mammary gland, which is used to feed her baby's milk. Most mammals are warm-blooded animals that give birth to their babies live, although there are some mammals that do lay eggs. Mammals have backbones and most mammals have hair. Did you know that you are a mammal?
I'm talking M-A. I'm talking M-A-M-M-A-L-S. Mammals, what a special group of animals you should know.
Some mammals are little, some mammals are big. Mammals are many different sizes. Mammals are brown or black or white, like the sheep or the zebra with stripes.
I'm talking M-A-M-M-A-L-S. Mammals, what a special group of animals you should know.
How fascinating! I had no idea that sea lions, whales, and bears are mammals just like us. I bet there's tons of wonderful and fun facts about bears. Good thing our science team did a whole bunch of research on them. They're really excited to share with you what bears eat, where they live, and all the different kinds of bears from all over the world. Go ahead, team. What'd you find?
Know-it-alls! Bears! 'Cause
These large, fierce land animals usually live alone, but a little girl named Goldilocks once found 3 of them living together.
What are they? They're bears!
Are bears really tame? No, they are wild animals, but like people, they are mammals, which means they nurse their young with milk. Bears walk on 4 legs like dogs, but they can stand up straight and walk like you and me for short distances. Each of their big paws has 5 sharp claws to grab, dig, and climb. Their powerful jaws have 4 extra long, extra sharp teeth called canines. Bears have excellent hearing and a great sense of smell.
Where do bears live?
They live all over the world, except for the continents of Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. Brown bears live in the mountains and forests of America, Europe, and Asia. Some brown bears are called grizzly bears because of their grizzled or gray-tipped fur. The biggest bears of all, Kodiaks, are brown bears. Kodiak bears live in Alaska. There are 2 kinds of black bears, American and Asiatic. American black bears are the most common bears in North America. They can run very fast and are great tree climbers. Asiatic black bears live in the forests of Asia. They are also called moon bears because they have a moon-shaped mark on their chest. Polar bears live in a very cold area, the Arctic. They are considered marine mammals because they spend most of their lives on sea ice. Their extra thick white fur keeps them warm in the bitter cold and helps them hide in the snow when hunting. Spectacled bears spend most of their time in trees. They live in the mountains of South America. Guess how spectacled bears got their name? Sloth bears were named after a small mammal called a sloth. They have long claws, shaggy fur, and can hang upside down from tree branches. These slow-moving bears live in Asia, in the forest areas of Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, and Sri Lanka. Giant pandas live in bamboo forests in the mountains of China. They love to eat bamboo. Unfortunately, pandas have become endangered. Scientists are trying very hard to protect the bamboo forests where giant pandas live. And finally, there's the little sun bear, the smallest of all the bears. Sun bears are not much bigger than a dog. They have a yellowish-orange mark on their chest that looks a little like a sun rising. Sun bears live in the forests of Asia.
What do bears eat?
Bears are called omnivores because they eat both animals and plants. You're an omnivore too. Some bears, such as the American black bear and the brown bear, are mostly vegetarian, which means they primarily eat plants. But all bears eat animals from time to time. Sometimes they hunt big animals such as deer and moose. Other times, bears snack on rabbits, mice, beavers, and other small animals. Most bear diets include leaves, fruits, roots, and berries. Some bears like to fish. They slip into the water and snatch a meal with their sharp claws or teeth. Polar bears eat seals, sea lions, walruses, and sometimes whales. Many bears have a sweet tooth. They love honey. Luckily, they have thick fur to protect them from bees.
Why do bears rest all winter?
Because it's freezing. In the winter, bears have a hard time finding plants and animals to eat. So they hibernate or take a very long sleep until the warm weather returns. Before hibernating, a bear eats lots of food. The food becomes body fat, which keeps the bear alive during the winter when food is scarce. Also, before hibernating, bears look for a place to sleep. Sometimes they dig a big hole called a den or find a cave. During hibernation, bears sometimes wake up to look for food, but usually they stay hidden until the spring. Often, while they are in their winter dens, mother bears have babies.
How do bears grow up?
A mama bear, called a sow, usually gives birth to 2 or 3 babies that are called cubs. A mother bear feeds the cubs with her milk to help them grow big and strong. After 2 months, the cubs are ready to leave the den, but they must be kept safe from predators such as wolves, bobcats, and mountain lions. Cubs play and wrestle under their mother's watchful eye, but when they are about 2, she chases them away so they will learn to live on their own.
Bet you didn't know.
A Kodiak bear can weigh over 1,000 pounds and stand more than 9 feet tall. A newborn black bear cub weighs less than 1 pound. The sun bear weighs less than 150 pounds and is only 4 feet tall. Polar bears can swim up to 60 miles without a break. They can even swim underwater. Sloth bears suck termites out of the ground with their mouth, just like a vacuum cleaner. Bears leave messages for one another by making claw marks on trees.
Of all the things bears do, my favorite is a bear cub hug.
Wow! I did not know that bears leave messages for one another by making claw marks on trees. Thanks for all the research you did, science team. I did notice how you brought up the story about Goldilocks and those 3 bears. I love that story. Oh, I know. Let's listen to it today for story time. Come on, I want you to meet Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. The 3 Bears. Once upon a time, 3 bears lived in a house of their own in the woods. The first bear was a great big Papa Bear with great big paws and a great big voice that sounded like thunder. The second bear was a medium-sized Mama Bear with medium-sized paws and a medium-sized voice. And the third bear was a teeny-tiny baby bear with teeny-tiny paws and a teeny-tiny little voice that almost sounded like a squeak. The 3 bears loved porridge, and they started every day with a heaping bowlful. One morning, after Mama Bear filled their 3 bowls with steaming hot porridge, the 3 bears decided to go for a walk in the woods while their porridge cooled. While the bears were out walking in the woods, a mischievous young girl named Goldilocks came upon their house. She peeked in the window and saw that nobody was at home. The front door was open, so Goldilocks walked right into the house. Goldilocks was very hungry, and she smelled a most wonderful smell coming from the bears' kitchen. She followed the smell right to the 3 bowls of porridge that the bears had left out to cool. First, Goldilocks tasted the porridge from Papa Bear's great big bowl, but it was too hot, and she burned her mouth.
Ouch!
Next, she tasted the porridge from Mama Bear's medium-sized bowl of porridge. But it was too cold, and she didn't like it at all. Yuck, said Goldilocks to herself. Finally, she tasted the porridge from Baby Bear's teeny-tiny bowl, and it was just right. In fact, it was so delicious that she ate it all up. Goldilocks was feeling full from the porridge and wanted to curl up in a comfy chair. The first chair that Goldilocks saw was Papa Bear's great big wooden chair, and she climbed up onto it. but it was much too hard and not very comfortable at all. Mama Bear's medium-sized chair looked cozy to Goldilocks, and she tried it next. But it was much too soft and squishy, and Goldilocks had trouble getting out of it. When Goldilocks saw Baby Bear's teeny tiny chair, she thought to herself, "That chair would be just right for me." Goldilocks was so happy sitting in Baby Bear's teeny tiny chair that she sat, and she sat, and she sat, until she sat the chair all to pieces. Goldilocks was suddenly tired, so she decided to explore upstairs for a place to sleep. At the top of the stairs, Goldilocks found the bear's bedroom. Inside the bedroom, she saw 3 beds neatly lined up. Seeing the beds made Goldilocks feel very, very sleepy. Papa Bear's great big bed was the closest, so Goldilocks climbed onto it. But it was too hard and too high off the ground for little Goldilocks. She next tried Mama Bear's medium-sized bed, but it was too soft, and the feathered pillows tickled her nose. The 3rd bed belonged to teeny tiny Baby Bear. Goldilocks hopped onto it and it felt just right. She pulled the covers up to her chin and immediately fell into a deep sleep. Meanwhile, the 3 bears were getting hungry, and they thought that their porridge would be cool enough to eat, so they returned home. But when Great Big Papa Bear went for a great big spoonful of his porridge, he found that his spoon was no longer there. In his great big voice he growled, "Somebody has been eating my porridge." Then Mama Bear noticed that her medium-sized bowl was not where she had left it. In her medium-sized voice she said, "And somebody has been eating my porridge." Teeny tiny Baby Bear scurried up to his little bowl. When he found it empty, he squeaked in his teeny tiny voice, "Somebody has been eating my porridge, and they've eaten it all up." The 3 bears decided to look in the living room to see if anyone was there. When Papa Bear saw that the pillow had been knocked off his great big chair, he bellowed in his great big voice, "Somebody has been sitting in my chair." Medium-sized Mama Bear saw that the fluffed-up seat of her chair had been squashed. Mama Bear looked very cross. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," she declared in her medium-sized voice. Baby Bear scampered to his chair as fast as his teeny tiny legs could carry him. He was very upset when he saw his poor little chair in pieces. In a voice somewhere between a squeak and a squeal, Baby Bear said, "Somebody has been sitting in my chair, and they set it into tiny pieces." The bear family was sure that someone had been in their home. They decided to look upstairs. Papa Bear looked at his great big bed and saw that his blanket was all rumpled and crumpled. In his great big voice he boomed, "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed." When Mama Bear looked at her bed, she saw that her big fluffy pillows had been all squished flat. In her medium-sized voice, she grumbled, "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed." Now Baby Bear's blanket was still smooth and his pillow was still in place. But "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed," said Baby Bear in his loudest little voice, "and she's still there." Goldilocks had slept through Papa and Mama Bear's voices as if she had heard them in a dream. But when she heard Baby Bear's shrill little voice, she woke up and saw the 3 bears all looking down at her. Well, Those bears gave Goldilocks such a fright that she leapt right out of bed. She ran down the stairs and out of the house as quickly as her legs could carry her. After that morning, the three bears never saw Goldilocks again. Each day they ate their porridge for breakfast, and they lived happily ever after. You know, I always wondered what happened to Goldilocks after she ran away. I probably would have taken off too. I couldn't bear the embarrassment. No, I'm sorry. I don't tell the best jokes, so please bear with me. This has been brought to you by Twin Sisters Digital Media and Evergreen Podcasts. Be sure to hit subscribe and tell your friends to join us for our next episode, What a Zoo! We'll learn about people who study and interact with animals every day. Also, parents, for bonus content that includes picture books, activity pages, and more, be sure to click the link in the description. And visit us at twinsisters.com and evergreenpodcasts.com. Thank you for joining us at Storytime Anytime.